Everything in your world is yourself pushed out. This is not a poetic metaphor. It is the law of your being. There is no accident, no coincidence, no force working independently of your consciousness. The world mirrors your inner state, not sometimes, always. If you find lack in your world, it is because you have assumed lack within. If you encounter delay, it is because you have assumed that you are still waiting. You may not be aware of the assumption, but your life makes it visible. The world is yourself objectified. It is impartial. It simply reflects the pattern you hold in consciousness. Now, most people think they are reacting to the world, but in truth, they are only reacting to their own projections. The people you meet, the things they say, even the roles they play in your life, all of it arises from the assumptions you've accepted as true. You do not need to convince the outer world. You only need to change your inner conversation. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Remain loyal to that assumption. And the outer world will reform itself to match your new state. There is no power outside of consciousness. All cause is mental. All transformation begins within. When you dwell in a state, that state outpictures itself in your world. If you do not like what you are experiencing, do not fight with appearances. Withdraw your attention from them and return to the only creative act, assumption. Live from the end. Feel the thing you desire as if it were already true. Not tomorrow, now. And if you persist in that assumption, your world must change. This is not wishful thinking. It is law. You are not at the mercy of conditions. You are the cause of them. And when you accept that fully, you move from powerlessness to power. Do not ask yourself whether it's working. That question comes from doubt. Dwell in the state as if it were already yours, and know that it is already working, below the surface, in ways you may not yet see. Creation is finished. All states already exist, and you are free to occupy any state you choose. So choose consciously. There is no fate but what you claim, no destiny but what you assume. The world is not happening to you. It is happening through you. Your assumptions are the seeds. Your life is the harvest. If you want a new experience, you must plant a new seed, not by effort, not by striving, but by assuming the state of the wish fulfilled and dwelling in it. Now let me be very clear. You do not need to know how it will unfold. The how is not your concern. Your only job is to enter the state, to feel it real. Creation begins in imagination, not in action. You act from the state. You do not act to achieve the state. The one who is wealthy acts differently than the one who is trying to become wealthy. The one who is loved behaves differently than the one who is hoping to be loved. You must become it now, internally. When you change your inner state, the outer world is compelled to reflect it. It has no choice. This is not a theory, it is the way reality functions. Stop asking whether you're worthy. Stop measuring your past. Stop waiting for permission. You are already it, if you will only accept it. So I ask you now, What would it feel like? If you already had what you desire, would you feel relief? Would you feel joy? Would you feel gratitude? Then dwell there. Feel from that place. Live from that end. This is not pretending. This is claiming. You are not fooling yourself. You are instructing your subconscious to bring it forth. You are always assuming something. The question is, are you assuming the best? Are you assuming that you are who you desire to be? Because if not, you are simply recreating more of the same and calling it reality. The outer world is not separate from you. It is your own consciousness made visible. The people you encounter, the reactions you receive, the events you live, they are all mirroring what you assume to be true about yourself and about life. If someone rejects you, do not ask, "Why did they do this to me?" Ask instead, "What have I accepted as true in myself that allowed this to be reflected back to me?" There is no external enemy. There is only the self misunderstood. Everything begins with an idea, and that idea becomes your experience. You are not punished for your assumptions. You are punished by them. The law is impersonal. It does not judge what you imagine. It only brings it into form. If you constantly dwell on the thought, "I am not enough," life will reflect scenarios that echo that belief. You may be passed over, overlooked, forgotten not because the world is cruel, but because you are seeing only what you are being. So choose your assumptions with intention. Live from a state that honors your true identity. You are not here to react. You are here to create. And creation begins with the unseen, with a silent, conscious decision to feel yourself into a new version of reality. If you desire a loving relationship, don't wait for someone to choose you. Close your eyes. Feel what it's like to be cherished. Feel the warmth of being understood. Feel the comfort of being wanted fully, deeply, peacefully. Let that feeling saturate your being and dwell there, not once, but repeatedly. If you want abundance, don't look at your bank account in despair. Withdraw attention from what seems to be and invest it into what truly is. Feel the freedom of having more than enough. Imagine yourself generous, expansive, secure. Let the state of "I am provided for" become more natural than worry. This is not pretending. This is planting. And your inner world is always fertile. Whatever seed you drop into it, it grows. So plant what you wish to harvest. Your imagination is not a place you visit. It is the very foundation of reality. The world you know is an echo of what you have imagined, consciously or unconsciously. To change the world, you must change the imaginal activity that precedes it. You are told, "As within, so without." This is not poetry. It is law. Everything you experience was once a thought, a mood, a feeling you entertained as real. Most people imagine unconsciously, reacting to the world and reinforcing it. They dwell in cycles of repeated patterns because they never step outside of them. They never ask, "What am I accepting as truth right now?" You have the power to revise, to see something as it is, and then imagine it as it ought to be. This is not denial. It is spiritual authorship. You are the author of your experience. The pen is your attention, and your imagination is the ink. Let us say someone wronged you. You can react, feel small, offended, hurt, or you can revise. You can go within and rewrite the event. Imagine the person acting differently, with kindness, love, or neutrality. See them as changed. See yourself as changed. And if you persist, the outer world will reshape itself accordingly. This is not about controlling others. It is about transforming the assumptions that create your world. Everyone is yourself pushed out. Their behavior reflects your concept of self. So when you revise another, you revise you. Let this power humble you. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are not a victim of fate. Nothing is random. Everything is revealed according to your inner conversations. If you accept lack as real, you will see it everywhere. But if you accept abundance within, it must externalize itself. Change the assumption, and you change the result. Begin not with the condition, but with your concept of self. Ask yourself, what am I assuming about me right now? If you feel unworthy, you will see reflections of that belief in your relationships, in your finances, in your health. Not because life is cruel, but because life is just. Your outer world is faithful. It does not judge. It simply mirrors. If you see betrayal, look within for where you feel undeserving. If you see limitation, look within for where you doubt your own power. When you change your root belief, the world cannot help but follow. So do not wait. Do not look to signs before you believe. Believe, and the signs will follow. Imagine lovingly. Feel as though it were already true. Rest in that knowing, and life must yield. The secret is not in effort. It is in acceptance. You do not need to force what is already yours. You only need to accept that it is. Everything you desire already exists. But it cannot enter your world until you assume it is real. You cannot receive what you do not first claim. This is why we speak of living in the end, not hoping, not waiting, but dwelling in the fulfillment of the wish. Let us say you desire love. Do not seek love as though it is missing. Feel loved now. Feel cherished now. Imagine your partner looking at you with affection. Feel their presence as if they are already in the room. Smile at the joy of sharing life with someone who sees you completely. And if you persist in that feeling, that love must come. Or imagine financial freedom. Feel the ease of paying for something without hesitation. Feel the satisfaction of seeing more come in than go out. Let the numbers in your account reflect abundance in your mind. Let yourself say, I always have more than enough. Not as a chant, but as a knowing. The world around you must conform. You must move first. Not with action, but with imagination. Act in your mind as if the thing you desire is already true. Then allow the bridge of incidents to unfold. It may come through a conversation, a delay, an unexpected encounter. Do not interfere. Only persist in your inner vision. You do not need to know how. You only need to know that it is done. Feel the relief of completion. Let the burden go, and walk through life as one who has already received. This is the work, to remember your power, to assume the best, even when appearances scream otherwise. to remain loyal to the unseen. When you do, reality will bend to match your conviction. The world is not happening to you. It is happening from you. So revise the old story. Replace it with one that honors your worth. Imagine not just outcomes, but new ways of being. You are not here to chase. You are here to create. And you do so with every thought you accept as true. Persist in your assumption, not because it is hard, but because you are faithful, faithful to the version of you that already exists in imagination. That version is real, and it is waiting for you to remember. Creation is finished. All things exist, not in the future, not someday, but now, in the eternal present. What you call time is simply the unfolding of what already is. You are not moving through time. Time moves through you. When you imagine, you are selecting, not creating from scratch. You are choosing from a field of infinite realities, each one as real as the next, each one waiting for your attention to bring it to life. To change your life, you do not need to change the world. You need only change the state from which you operate. A state is not your personality. It is a vibration, a pattern of thought and feeling, and you can shift it at will. Feel the difference between I am broke and I am abundant. The outer world may still reflect lack, but your inner world begins to generate new scenes. And soon you will walk into those scenes as if by magic. People call this delusion. They say you must face facts. But you are not here to worship facts. You are here to transcend them, to replace them with something finer. You do not deny reality. You replace it. Live as though your desire is already fulfilled. Not later. Not when circumstances allow. Now, walk in that knowing. Carry yourself as one who is already chosen, already seen, already free. And when fear arises, do not run. Do not fight. Simply remember who you are. Return to the state of the wish fulfilled. Speak from that place. Think from that place. And act only if it feels natural from that place. This is not pretending. This is awakening. You are not playing make-believe. You are recognizing what is eternally true. Your imagination is the only reality. What you accept inwardly must express outwardly. There is no one to change but self. This is the first and final truth. The world you behold is not separate from you. It is your own consciousness made visible. All that you see, all that you experience, is the projection of the state you occupy within. When your inner world changes, your outer world must change accordingly. This is not theory. It is law. You are not here to rearrange shadows. You are here to awaken to the truth that the cause lies within you. Circumstances are not causes. They are reflections. Nothing is random. You are not drifting through a world of chance. You are not encountering events without meaning. Everything that shows up in your world has been summoned by your own inner state. It is not punishment. It is not reward. It is reflection. When you persist in a new inner state, one of confidence, peace, wholeness, the world will echo that change with precision. Do not try to manipulate the mirror. Do not argue with the reflection. Go within. Look at what you are accepting as true of yourself. That is the root. If you believe you are limited, You will encounter limitation if you believe you are worthy. You will encounter a world that mirrors that worth. There is nothing outside of your consciousness. No event, no condition, no opportunity can arise independently of your inner state. Creation is finished. All states already exist. You simply enter them through imagination and belief. You are constantly selecting states, moving from one to another through your assumptions, your moods, your reactions. When something happens, do not ask why it appeared. Ask what within you brought it forth. This is power. To shift your world, you must first shift your dwelling place in consciousness. You must leave the state of lack and take residence in the state of fulfillment. Not in the future, but now. Your only responsibility is your state of being. Stay loyal to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Everything else will fall into place as a natural consequence. The question is not what must I do, but what must I assume? The doing will follow naturally, effortlessly. You are not the victim of chance. You are the center from which all flows. So guard your assumptions. Cultivate your inner conversations and return again and again to the state you desire to express. There is no accident in this life, no coincidence, no random meeting or unexpected turn. Everything that unfolds before you is the outpicturing of your consciousness. You are not a pawn moved by fate. You are the dreamer in the dream, and the dream is your own. If your world appears dark, look within. If your world appears blessed, look within. For it is always from within that your outer life flows. You do not need to struggle. You do not need to fight the current. You only need to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Persist in that inner knowing. Live from it. And the outer world will conform. You may ask, how long must I persist? And the answer is simple. Until it hardens into fact. Until it feels more real than anything you see with your eyes. You are not to be discouraged by appearances. For appearances are only the echo of past assumptions. What you see now is the result of who you were being. But who you choose to be now is what will shape tomorrow. Choose this day whom you will serve. Will you serve fear or faith, doubt or confidence, scarcity or abundance? You cannot serve two masters. Where you dwell in consciousness determines what dwells around you in the world. So live boldly. Live deliberately. Assume the best of yourself. Assume the best of your life. And remember, nothing is random. You are not observing life. You are creating it. In every moment, with every thought, every feeling, every assumption, you are planting seeds. You are shaping form. You are giving birth to future experience. This is the great secret. This is the pearl of great price. That the world is yourself pushed out. That imagination creates reality. That nothing happens by chance. You are the operant power. And you do not need permission to create. You only need awareness. You only need to claim your I am. Say to yourself now, I am the beginning and the end. I am the first cause. I am the creator of my world, and I assume now the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Let this truth take root in you. Let it grow. Let it move you from within, and walk forth, not as one hoping, but as one knowing. knowing that your life is unfolding in exact accordance with the state you occupy.